Hey, it's Nick, live from the office again. And I know I had a video a while back where I said I'm not of high energy, and today is definitely one of those. I just got back up. I don't know, I've come back and forth to the computer, but I've been feeling a little bit down today. Not only because I don't know, maybe I'm coming down with a cold or something, but who cares? But, and I was supposed to go see my girlfriend this weekend, and it's supposed to rain. Blah. But, as many of you may know, I've done a few Raspberry Pi videos. I've given quite a few opinions and stuff. I've gotten a lot of views and a lot of positive feedback from everybody in the community as a whole. And a few days ago, or actually this has been going on for a little bit of time now, I've talked about how I wanted to create a Raspberry Pi computer, and I wanted to do it as a very low wattage, very efficient computer. And a couple of weeks ago I had the aha moment of why don't I try to not only build it for myself, but also build a full computer using the Raspberry Pi system and then sell it to other people. And I was not expecting the backlash that I've gotten. I had to respond to a lot of really negative messages last night, and that really put me into an insanely bad mood. And then a forum thread on Raspberry Pi's forum where quite a few people were very angry with me. And personally, I in some ways get people's opinions of this, but in so many ways I do not. I personally think that if I do the little bit of research, if I find out how I need to rewire everything so that it can work, the power systems and everything, I think that I should be able to be reimbursed for that time spent figuring it out, and definitely my time actually rewiring each system if I sell one. And here's my point, please stick with me here. Okay, so yes, Raspberry Pi is a charity, but here's the point, is they tried to make a commercial product. That's what I believe. They were trying to make a commercial product, and in that same way, when they went to distribute these things, to make these things, they decided to license them, again now, to a commercial company for distribution, who is making money. Aris, Farnell, Newark, whatever, them guys, they are making profit off of this, and I never heard anybody really getting in much of a huff about that. And I think it's fine, I mean, it enables the product to be able to get out there. So I have no problem with the commercialization of the product. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a commercial product. But a lot of those people that were perfectly fine with those distributors making money, the moment that I put up an eBay sale ad for a Raspberry Pi system, they start freaking out. Actually, it took a few days. I had it up for a few days, and I had a lot of views on it. I think I've had over 2,000 people look at my eBay listing so far. So there's a lot of interest, and I have quite a few watchers on the thing. A lot of people were really upset that I would try to create a full system with it. I just felt that there was probably going to be some people who'd be interested in it and who'd want to buy one, but they don't want to fiddle with all the hardware and stuff. So I pieced together a plan, and I originally priced it at $500. and a lot of people were really upset. And what a lot of people ended up doing was they looked up parts that were really bargain basement, like standard definition television sets, little teeny screens that were just standard def, not even HDMI. And then looking up like the cheapest memory card that you could get. Nobody even ever mentioned the fact that I'm putting the thing in a Raspberry Pi case, in a Modmypi case. Everybody was leaving out a lot of the cabling that's needed, some of the costs, definitely. No one has even thought about the fact that I actually am going to have to sit down and rewire each and every system for its power requirements. And then you take into account me assembling it, and affixing everything together, and the testing time, and if there's any driver needs, because I'm going to be putting a Wi-Fi adapter on the system that I'm building. I'm going to have to be messing with that. I'm also going to have to be, because the whole thing's going to be powered off one battery, a Lithium Ion, and so I want it to be portable. So, and I also want a fairly high power Wi-Fi card in it. I'm looking at the 1 to 1.5 watt Wi-Fi card, because I think a lot of people want to, like one guy in particular was telling me that he really loves to war bike, which I do too. I usually use my Droid. I don't even know where the heck my Droid is sitting at, but I usually use my Droid. But he doesn't like the non-flexibility of it, and the fact that you can't use like some external devices, although he told me that Android 4.0 you can put in regular USB devices, but who cares? You know, that's stupid technical stuff. But, you know, and he was like, you know, that's one of the things that I want to do, and I was like, you know what, that sounds like a really cool thing, and I'd already been thinking about Wi-Fi, so now I'm thinking about trying to use a high-power card. Because I mean, you know, because the thing is like a 10-inch screen. I may have cut it, but who cares? I don't want to be here to try to sell the stupid thing. Here it is right here. That's the cutout of how big the screen would be. So it would be this little teeny thing with a wireless keyboard with a trackpad that's built into it. So it'd just be like this small little thing, and you'd be able to use that as a computer, and I don't know, it might end up being like that thick or something. So it'd be like, the thing that I ended up thinking is like, it's like the size of a book. And then with a little teeny wireless keyboard thing, I thought it was such a cool idea. So many people are hating on the darn thing. But what I was saying is the Wi-Fi adapter thing, I have to end up, I'm going to have to have a powered USB hub. So I'm going to have to do the wiring to get the power, and I might have to build some power circuitry to feed the powered USB hub. At first I was thinking that I would try to rewire a 4-port non-powered hub to give it more power, but as I've thought, I'm thinking that trying to rewire a hub that's already built to be a powered hub would probably be a better idea. So that's what I'm shooting for right now. And certainly because I'm sure that there's some separation inside of there, so you can keep that power away from like the Raspberry Pi, because I'm not sure what would happen if I put a bunch of amperage of 5 volt back through into the Raspberry Pi. That might be a bad idea, you know. So I've already decided that yeah, the best idea, I mean, I could build the circuitry to keep that power away from there, but that stuff's already built into a powered hub. But whatever, I'm going to have to be dealing with some technical issues here to build the thing, and I'm going to have to be doing some rewiring to do it. And I think that those things are worth a little bit of money, and not just because I'm going, well, I deserve tons of cash. I'm saying that that time actually spent doing those things on each and every system, I should be paid for that. So what I've gone ahead and done is I through some of the people's messages, I did decide that I perhaps was shooting for too high end of equipment. So I found new distributors. I still have the exact same specs that I wanted, which was an 8 gig card, the thing's in a case. like a 1 to 1.5 watt Wi-Fi card, powered USB so that it can do the Wi-Fi, a 1024 by 600 HDMI display and a 10-inch, and a little wireless keyboard and trackpad, and maybe other stuff or something. But it'll be wired for sound, and you know, it'll need all the cabling for sound and HDMI and all the rest of the stuff. You know, I'll affix all of those things to the back of the actual screen. And I think doing all of those things, you know, it's going to take time and it's going to take supplies. And those things cost money, you know, so I do need to, because a lot of people took some of the parts, added them up, and said, well, you're making X amount of dollars, and that's wrong. And one of the things I'm trying not to do is list everything and show everyone the exact prices of everything, because that's just bad business. If I list every single last item that I'm using, oh yeah, I smoke sometimes on camera, and I think I'm going to smoke now. I need it right now. It's you know, it's bad business to do that, because you know, the next thing you know, if I list exactly the places where I'm getting stuff, the exact prices, everything else, next thing you know, somebody's just going to copy exactly what I did, and that's just not cool, you know. And so I don't want to do that. I don't want to say exactly how much it's costing me, but I will say this. So I found different distributors for stuff. Yeah, let me just look through there. Yeah, all the stuff. That was basically what I was trying to do. But it's going to be already assembled, already together. I'm going to test every single system. I'm going to make sure all the drivers are right for, well, I guess it would only be for the Wi-Fi adapter. That's, you know, I have to make sure that the drivers are working. I'll make sure that the system's running, and then I'll send it out the door as a complete, full system. And I think that work, I need to be reimbursed for that if I do that. I mean, what's so wrong about being paid at least some kind of hourly wage if I do something? I'm not just getting a Raspberry Pi and then sending out the door and saying, I deserve crap loads of money. I'm actually building a computer. So I think that's worth something. I will say this, is that I found... Here, let me smoke. I found different places, different vendors to get some of the parts. And so I've gone ahead and I lowered the price of $400. And I've went ahead and I've already said that 5% of my profits I'm going to give back to Raspberry Pi, the foundation. So I think I'm doing my due diligence here, you know. And the $400 for the system that I'm building, I'm going to tell you now. I'm not going to tell you what the profit is, but basically it's enough that I'm going to get paid minimum wage, okay? So I hope everybody's happy out there, you know. I mean, I just want to do this for fun. It's a fun project, and there's my phone over there. It's a really fun project, and for a second here it's gotten unfun because of the negativity from some people. But I'm hoping that maybe this video will clear some of those things up, that I'm not making tons of money here, okay? I mean, if it was made out in a factory or something, I understand that that amount of money that would be needed to assemble it would probably be less. I mean, that's how things work. And yes, the amount, somebody probably could build this thing for cheaper, but then they have to spend the time putting it together. So I'm not doing anything like evil here, which is what a few people thought, you know. And at this point, I'm thinking that I'm going to be making minimum wage. And it's not fun right now, but hopefully this will clear it up. A few people won't be so mad at me about it. And maybe it'll get fun again once I start piecing together the system. But I already have everything planned out. I have all the parts on order. And one of the biggest things that I'm waiting for is the Raspberry Pis, which won't come until September. Blah. But I don't know. I guess I just see it that a charitable foundation, if they decide to make a commercial product, Then they decide to license it with a couple of commercial companies who profit off of it. And then that gets sold with no stipulation on how it can be used, that there shouldn't be any problem with me or you, anybody out there, with anybody building a computer out of it and then selling it. I don't see a problem with that. You should be reimbursed for your work. I should be reimbursed for my work. This is a capitalist society where we work and in exchange for work we get paid. That's just normal to me. That doesn't seem like there's anything wrong with that. You work and you get paid. So I don't know. I love everybody's opinion out there. What do you think of that? You know, charitable foundation creates a commercial product, licenses it to a commercial company who makes profit. That gets sold out into the world with no stipulation on where and how it can be used. Am I not both legally and morally clean if I want to build a computer and get reimbursed for my time testing, modifying, assembling, affixing everything, testing, ensuring that drivers work? Does that not make sense? I don't know. Hopefully it does. I think I've rambled on for probably way more than long enough. Thanks for listening to me. Hopefully one of my next videos will be more upbeat. It won't be so weird, but I just had to say this. I had to get it out there, and I had to kind of ask everybody's opinion on it. And I don't know. Thanks a lot, everybody, for all the views, for all the positive comments. And at this point, I'm already in. I've already ordered stuff. I have to put it together and sell it. And what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to throw all of these parts in the garbage or something? I mean, come on. It's just, I've done too much work planning out the design and piecing it all together. It has to be sold. Somebody will buy it. But that's one thing. If mine seems too expensive, just don't buy it. That's what capitalism's about, you know. The almighty dollar will speak. If somebody thinks I can do it cheaper, they can go right ahead. And I understand too, because that's what I love to do. I love to tinker and I love to put things together. That's why all of a sudden that aha moment of building one, I was like, oh man, not only can I build a thing, but I can make a few of them. And then I can have quite a few people that are like, oh, cool, thanks for building that thing. I can do bunches of them. It's fun. I mean, come on. And I understand that a lot of you guys out there also, you know, you love doing that and the tinkering, but some people don't, you know. And some people might just be interested in the pie, and they might just want a complete system. So I think that I can do a very good job at that. I think I can build it and build it well and make it portable and just all that stuff. What the wattage is going to be 30 watts or something like that. How cool is that? A 30 watt full Linux computer? That is awesome. It's just amazing to me. So whatever. And I don't know the exacts because I'd have to like test everything and stuff, but I think like the run time is going to be like an hour and a half to 2 hours on the battery. Yeah, that's freaking awesome. And 12 volt input, so it's like pretty standard. You know, you can hook that up to just about everything. Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. So no matter what, it's going to be cool and I'm going to have fun. I don't care what the haters say. And I want to get paid for my time, even if it is just minimum wage. Okay? I'd like to make more than that because I think my time's worth more than minimum wage, but hopefully that'll make everybody a little bit more happy. The fact that I'm not making a ton of cash. You know, I'm just getting paid for my time. And that money that is profit, that minimum wage amount that I'm going to make off of this, 5% of that is going to go back to Raspberry Pi. So, I don't know. Trying to do my due diligence here. So, thanks a lot for watching another in the saga of my Raspberry Pi adventures. And so, in the words of my favorite YouTube musical artist, the ukulele, push the button.